Bienvenidos and welcome a Cositas Mami Never Told Me, a podcast that dives deep into the Latin cultural norms that have long haunted the feminine genre. Móntate and buckle up porque it's going to be a roller coaster ride. ¡Nos fuimos! The countdown.
I love that thing.
I love the countdown. It's like so fucking official. That countdown is official. Okay. 5, 4.
It's basically like, if you're not ready,
you're about to be ready.
Because we're about to record. Estamos en vivo y directo.
En vivo. Girl, I need to get some of them headphones. I'm probably going to go out and see. I should have got them during Black Friday.
You can get them on Amazon.
I know, but I wanted to get them for cheaper, girl. You know how I be. I got children. Shit. I got a whole bunch of motherfuckers in this house. And you got the mic.
A whole nother episode.
Yeah, a whole nother episode. But hey, y'all, thank you for joining Cositas That Mommy Never Told Me, or you, or y'all.
We should say Cositas Mommy Never Told Me, comma, etc., comma, and all the other shit that women need to be talking about.
Yo, having that resource in my house, yo, I love my mother. Ma, you're the bomb. She probably will never hear this, but all I'm saying is like, bro,
you will.
She gonna hear it.
You will.
With my, I know. So, but having the relationship that we have now versus.
She should probably never tell you, but she listening.
Oh yeah. No, but you know, to be fair, she'd be like, mira Diana, búscame ahí, mi amiga en Facebook, búscame. I'll be like, mommy, it don't work like that.
Same.
I can't just go get your friend and go see what she talking about. Like,
same,
bruh. But don't want.
Literally,
but don't.
This was yesterday.
Oh shit.
Yesterday. I had.
At least your mother can navigate.
Has a new agent. Nah.
Okay.
Well, yeah. No, she can. Hey. So Sophie has a new agent, a theatrical agent. My daughter's 3.5. Yes, we have sapped the Kool-Aid in LA. So she's been modeling since she was
talented.
Now
she's only been talking since she came out of your freaking womb. She was like, "What's good?"
I wonder who she's like.
No.
Anyway, she has a new agent here, and it's a theatrical, commercial print, whatever. So I started her a new Instagram, fresh. She's older, headshots, whatever. So my mom, I posted it on mine, and I'm like, follow Sophie. You know, it's at it's Sophie Brixton, blah, blah, blah. My mom. Mira, esa foto es tan bella. Amazing.
Right?
De la nena, ¿cómo yo la puedo ver? Cliquea. Right?
I just gave you.
Cliquea. And she goes, ¿y dónde hago eso? ¿Dónde viste la foto? En tu Instagram. En el Instagram, cliquea. Pero enséñame.
Oh. Girl.
We on FaceTime. How am I gonna
show you? How am I gonna show you?
I said, so I try to. I take a breath and I tap into patience and I said, en la parte de arriba o también en la foto grande y cliquea. Ay, Rocío, tú eres bien malcriada. Bye.
So Rocío just said, for all you non-Spanish. Because I know we're going to have some non-Spanish folk listening. She told her mom to click on the link. On the picture where the link is, click on the...
I didn't say click. I said...
You said cliquea.
Cliquea.
which is not a word in Spanish. You know us Spanglish. Yo, we stay making shit up.
Cliquea. Ketchup. Googlealo.
Pero cliquea puede ser cliquea. Cliquea.
Instagram. En Facebook. Hello.
Facebook. Diana, búscame ese Facebook. I'm like, ma, nah. She was like, bueno, a mí no quieren que estén en Facebook, ¿verdad, Diana? I'm like, what the hell? No.
Yeah, it's a conspiracy. It's a conspiracy.
Girl, the whole conspiracy. Like, I don't want her anywhere near technology. But what are we talking about today? Oh no, but you were saying. So what happened? I'm sorry.
No.
Did she click on the photo?
No. But you were saying no. I don't know. Until this day, I don't know. I don't know.
Tuned.
I was officially stamped and declared as like the worst daughter ever because I tried for a good 7 minutes. Mind you, we had just FaceTimed, probably hung up. I said, I'm going to eat dinner. I told you I'm going to eat dinner. Calls rib going to the mouth on another FaceTime to explain. Sees the rib going to the mouth. Continues the conversation as to how
who cares that you have to eat?
The pictures of so.
Who cares that you have to eat?
Rib coming to the mouth. Rib coming to the mouth.
You gotta love them though.
No, I do.
I mean, we wouldn't have this podcast. We wouldn't have these stories if we didn't have our mother. Because my mother, I could be in like crazy ass conversation about my week, and then I'll tell her some shit like, "Yo, ma, this was happening, blah blah blah." Like before I even finished, she was like, "Bueno, Diana." I'm like, "Wait a minute, are you even listening to what I'm saying?" Are you even listening to what? Like I was talking actively, but okay. I guess not.
And then, God forbid, you make a comment or point out the fact that
they were
not just having an entire, and then don't let the conversation be semi-emotionally based, because in your head before you attempted the conversation, you were like, should
I'm getting ready.
Should I not? And then you get caught up in the 6-year-old you who's like, she's my mom. This is going to be a good dialogue. And then 7 seconds in, you're like, why? Why did I attempt this?
Oh my gosh. Girl.
Why? Anyway, before we get into today's topic, which is you intro it, D.
Open relationships, period. Open relationship, marriages, entanglements.
That you may not know you.
Because some of y'all motherfuckers, and I'm sorry to call y'all motherfuckers, but some of y'all motherfuckers are in open relationships and y'all just don't know it. And some of y'all are in open relationships and y'all know it and you just ignoring it.
When you could really just get a TV show out of it and make some money, sister wives.
Truly.
But that's,
I mean, as long as he's there for the holidays. Go ahead, sorry.
Actually, as long as he's not there for the holidays.
Dulces.
Because where's the favor? Where's the favor in that?
Really. And we're both married, so we can candidly speak about our long ass relationships. What the fuck?
Candidly.
We're fucking pros in this.
Candidly.
We haven't been in a relationship for 1-2 years. Okay? We ain't fucking rookies.
No, you know what's crazy? That actually we've both been in the relationships for the same amount of time. I've only been married 7 years, but I've been with Phil.
And I've only been married 3.
I literally think I was coming out of my diapers. For sure. I was in diapers when we met, so it was like 22.
Aye.
Fuck. 19 years.
Not me.
So like I said,
I was a seasoned bird. I was a seasoned. Yeah.
And that's adobo, sofrito,
de todo diablo. I was a
like,
seasoned stuffed fucking bird out this motherfucker.
Before we get into that, how's life on the East Coast, D?
It's getting cold.
I know this podcast is recorded, but we just wrapped Thanksgiving. We're getting ready for Christmas. Do you have any traditions or anything that you do to prepare for Christmas?
Usually I do like coquito or
get drunk.
We should totally do pasteles and record that shit.
We are going to.
But
I didn't know that you didn't know that that's part of the plan.
It's a long
I know.
process.
I
Okay.
know.
So we're going to need help. Get the
And
right
we're
people
gonna.
too. Let's get the right people. Cause, no boring ass motherfuckers.
Oh, we need help. Like we need
Um,
other hands.
we need other,
No.
hell yeah, we need other hands, girl. If not, we're going to be there like 20 hours slaving over some fucking pasteles and make like 2.
But
Una
P.S.
lista.
Real talk. If I put out an SOS, come learn how to make pasteles.
Oh shit. We don't want an SOS.
No, I'm just saying, like a mini SOS.
Okay. I'm about to say, we don't want no SOS, girl.
I know, because you don't know who you're gonna
We
get.
don't want no weirdos.
That would
Weirdos,
actually
we
be
love you
so-
too. We love weirdos.
No, we don't. No. We
It's all
don't. She's lying.
inclusive. People listen to us that are weirdos. It's
No.
fine.
Okay, great.
Yo.
Whatever.
We can't stay on
No.
can't stay on task today. But so traditions. Usually I'll do like a coquito. I love to have family time. We take turns and who does Christmas Eve between my siblings and I. But
Who's
usually
hosting this year?
my sister is, because I had Thanksgiving. So my sister's gonna be hosting Christmas
lovely.
Eve, and we usually do Christmas breakfast at my mom's house. So everybody does, like, I do the pancakes or waffles. My brother does the eggs. And I don't know why everybody be like, oh my God, Theo has the best eggs. He literally just scrambles the eggs, put fucking adobo in it, and then he fries them. I'm like, why y'all blowing up my brother's head?
Isn't that what you do?
Exact same thing. Exact same thing. But I'm like, okay,
No
let him
cheese?
have this. Let him have the glory of fucking adobo as fucking eggs for Christmas morning. So really, that's
Talk
what we
about
do.
gender roles.
Right. Cuando yo hago los mismos huevos, coño. Los
Swelling.
mismos huevos los hago yo.
Swelling. Swelling. Como si él pusiera los huevos de él en el huevo. You know what I'm saying?
Not the huevos dead.
¿Cuál es la magia? ¿Cuál es la magia? No me explico. Es para que se hinchen los huevos del nene, el nene de la casa. Es para que se sienta bien.
Yo, but
Para
then
que
I
se
took
sienta
the,
bien.
one year, just real quick, one year I took the eggs out of the fridge just to have them prepared for my brother. My mother was like, Diana, tú vas a hacer los huevos porque los huevos lo hace negro. That's what we call my brother. So I was like, I'm just taking the eggs out of the fridge. I'm not taking this job, B. Everybody needs to relax. Because it seemed like everybody stopped in the kitchen like, you're doing the eggs?
No, because you know what the truth is? And shout out to Neg. That's the only thing he's capable of making. So.
No, he can make empanadillas. Don't get it twisted.
Oh!
I'm gonna have to yo, he made them now. Everybody be asking him for them shits. I said, yo, you should sell them shits at the park, B. But then
so
Peter
he
probably
does
went
the
like
meat,
that.
the seasoning, the
Everything.
whole situation.
The whole shit. My brother could get down, but I ain't gonna give him that many props because I love you, bro. But nah, that's it. Empanadillas
Okay, and we're not gonna give him props. Think about it.
That's it. That's all you get. Any traditions over on the week? Well, wait. Are you gonna do any traditions on the West? You coming over here though? So, what traditions do you do, or are you familiar with? Do you know?
So we celebrate Christmas Eve, but you know it's weird because we always used to celebrate together. My family, then my sister moved, then I moved, and I would come. When this is moved to New York, then I would come to my mom, whatever. And my mom's house was always like, she was like the matriarch of everybody. But I feel like as my cousins' kids have gotten older, like then they have their thing to do. And then the families, then you got to go to your husband and whatever. And then that was a new thing that was introduced to our family through me as well when I met Phil and when I got married to him, like going to his family for Thanksgiving or for Christmas or spending up that time, which is very much like looked down upon. Like, I cannot believe you're not going to be here for Christmas.
Girl.
So that's a whole nother conversation. Like, God forbid you have to split your time. Now with the baby, it's like, God forbid you have to split your time. So we do Christmas Eve. Actually, when Sophie was not even one, her first year, she was like 11 months, we did Christmas breakfast at my mom's, which was pretty cool. They all came over. What I can't remember is if we celebrated Christmas Eve together that night. Because if you're Latino and you're listening to this podcast, you know we go to like 1, 2 in the morning Christmas Eve. So I can't remember.
Or later than that, because es
or,
Nochebuena y todo el mundo se viste y se pone su perfume, tú sabes. And everybody está comiendo arroz con dulce and all that stuff.
When they tell you it's casual, it ain't. Wear a heel. They lying. It ain't casual.
You can wear whatever you
wear
want.
Wear a heel.
To my house, and I also told
wear
my kids
sequins.
not sequins.
sequence every year. That's one thing. I do definitely look at the holidays as an excuse. I have these glitter boots that come up to the knee, like I'm going sparkle disco ball.
Oh
But I don't
shit!
know if I'm going to do that
On your
this year because
family?
I'm coming from LA and I got to yeah, for sure. For sure. It's not about them. It's about the Instagram at the moment.
It's not about them. It's about me and my sparkle boots, bitch.
and my kid being
Hello.
sparkly. But this year, since I live in LA, I'm traveling to the East Coast. I don't know how much I want to bring because then
We'll see.
Me and you and the Viejos crew are meeting in Puerto Rico. So it's like
you don't want to bring the boots to Puerto Rico. Yeah.
Be smart with the look. Now, I have these dope white cowboy boots that I could wear in both because Puerto Rico is like warm but not too hot. So we'll figure it out.
Well, it's still in the 80s.
But that's the
right?
answer to the question.
Pero está bien, ponte las botas, imagínate.
Yeah, it's still 80s during the day, but at night, like, we go to T-Mobile or whatever, I can have a boot and a short and like.
Eso sí.
Anyway.
Eso sí.
But the pasteles I want to do because one thing on a more serious note is I want to learn these things so I can pass them on to Sophie for real. Like, I think that's the way the culture dies quickly with technology, social media. Like, I just feel like these kids, they got something to hold on to.
Absolutely. So we'll get into that.
But that being said, I do want to share. I do want to share that I'm so excited for 2023. And one of
which
the
is
things
when
I'm
you probably will
excited
see this
about
episode.
is my titties. Yes. By the time you listen to this episode, I will have new tits.
I wish there was a way where they could transfer whatever they're taking out of your tits and put them in mine. Because mine are okay size, but once I lose this weight, my shits are going to be sagging. They're going to be sad as fuck. My shit's going to be sad. They're going to be like, what's wrong, titties? And they're going to be like, damn, why you so sad? So my bitch is going to be
So when
sagging.
I lose weight, I never lose weight in my tits. Ever. Never. Now,
I'm not going to say that's a good problem to have because I know that you've said that, your tits give you back problems and all that shit, right? But I've always said that if I had titties, I would walk. You know this. I've said it before. I would walk around in a wife beater and I just wet my titties just on purpose. Like, motherfuckers, look at my nipples. Like that thing.
So, long story short. Exactly. So I've had pretty large breasts since like high school. Probably I was like a 00 in the waist and a D already by like senior year. I don't know why. Whatever. Genetics. So Diana is one of the people who's always said, girl, if I had your titties. I say all this today to say, excuse me. I say all this to say that it's crazy how. And then I had friends at Sean John. I have a friend, Sanita, who used to be like, yo, here come Rocio and her porno titties. Like whenever we went to Miami. And I naturally didn't even think about it. I was like, whatever. I always saw them as like, oh my God, these things are so big. Everyone could wear little string bikinis. And it's just like the triangle don't even. Then the thing is I have a huge nipple. Whole nother TMI. So
the triangle
long story short,
the nipple?
Yo, bitch, the triangle covers just enough, but if I like transition, areola.
That's a fucking business opportunity, making big ass fucking triangle for big or areola ass chicks like you.
Well, maybe I'm the only one with the problem, but it won't be a problem anymore.
I am sure that when our Lord was making the template of titties, he didn't say, well, let me give only Rocio some big ass areolas.
Her areola, the size of her face.
Jesus.
Anyway, they're loved. They've been loved.
Just get neutral ones, so in case the maybe
no.
Go ahead.
Don't. So I fast forward. I have my daughter. I nurse. And, I had a moment of like, I never appreciated the beauty in my tits. I think you came over when I was pumping, and you were like, "Oh my God." They were like, engorged. Mind you, so when you're nursing, your boobs get engorged, blah, blah, blah. So they're still like massive. But what they don't, or no one talks about, is after. So I've always been, I fluctuate between a 32G and a 32H. Yes, these are real sizes. But when I tell you how different this H is, I'm actually going to document my process, and I've decided to take a white t-shirt, and with a marker, I'm going to outline exactly where the boob lands because it is literally by my belly button.
Oh, shit.
Nonetheless, I say all that to say I'm getting surgery. I'm having a breast reduction and a breast lift in January 2023, and I plan to start the year on that note.
Okay, so you have huge titties that go down to your fucking belly button. I got little ass titties that doing the same thing. My little ass titties. So my little ass titties is like, we could do that too. Shit. Well, probably not all the way down to the belly button, because I don't have that much mass. Like, there's a lot of Miracle bra. There's a lot of push-up bras. Yes, I still use these. So, you know, in my earlier years,
I don't want to use them. I
would deceive men. Yes, I did. And I would be like, listen, this is the titties you about to get. This titties right here. So, if this is different.
Because after we in it, it don't matter. So, not every...
like this perky. Now they're like, but anyways.
Y'all. Not everybody's excited about this procedure I'm about to have, but I don't really care. Freddie, shout out to Freddie, who's like my male best friend. When I
I'm
told him,
interested to know what the fuck he said. What the fuck
he was like,
say?
He's like, why? And I was like, I mean, besides the fact that my back hurts, and besides the fact that I'm not petite, but I'm small. You know what I'm saying? They've never. I remember I dated this guy years ago, and he was like, yeah. He's like, I love your breasts, but they don't. It is crazy how they don't go with the rest of your body, and I'm like, isn't it crazy? So
but
anyway, and then
though, why the fuck does he fit? Okay, you probably were fine with it, but I would have been like, who the I mean, I've had them my whole fucking life.
Oh no, he didn't mean
Thank
it
you for
offensively at all.
Captain Obvious.
He was more like, it is kind of like it's an anomaly, but nonetheless. Then Freddie, so I spoke about it on social media yesterday briefly, I think, and Freddie goes, and he said it in like a commentary. He's like, here all the wallows in size of the male gender. Basically, like all the men are like, oh,
not all the men.
All the men. I said,
supposedly, right?
Men? I don't care.
Because there's some flat chested ass bitches out here still get played.
I can't wait to wear.
You ain't gonna be flat chested, bruh.
No, I'm gonna be a D.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say, don't go through the procedure. Don't go through the procedure and get some little ass titties. I'm telling you, please keep some titty.
No. It's like I was gonna be a bigger D because that I've had big breasts. I wouldn't. But this right here, like this is crazy. Like the reason I even spoke about it is because yesterday I went to put my sports bra on and I broke into a sweat. I'm literally like contortioning to like talk, and it's just not.
It wasn't conducive,
and I'm excited.
To what I want to wear.
I have so many things that I could just wear, and like wear a strappy, wear a blazer. Like, it's gonna be amazing. I don't really care.
I'm excited. I am happy for you. I'm just gonna continue to wear a push-up bra, and that's it. I don't even think my titties are that bad. I just, in my head, you know, there's always like this picture of what a titty should look like, right? Before social media, you know, like all these models or whatever, before Fenty broke the mold, because Fenty came through and was like, nope, we doing it. And Lizzo and all these other people that like body positivity, amazing, great. But in my head,
shout out,
titties before children, my titties, I didn't appreciate them. They were amazing. I could wear a crop top with no problem, with no bra, chilling.
I never could do that
perfectly. Now, I can slap somebody with a flappy ass titty, flapjacks.
So I will say this, that I've been thinking about it for 5 years, even before Sophie, and I did have a little bit of an emotional moment because I do genuinely love my breasts. I love them.
They've been a part of you.
Everything about them. I told the doctor, I was like, I don't want to lose my nipple. I love my nipple is like beautiful and mine and big, not the areola, the actual nipple. Anyway, he walked me through. He's like, you're not, it's going to be that we don't touch that, blah, blah, blah. But I will say I had a bit of a like, should I do this moment after I went and had a consult. This was like my third consult. Two of my girlfriends have gone to him. So this is where I was like, this is it. Super cool. Made me feel comfortable. But even still, I was like, shit, do I want to do this? And then 2 minutes later, when I tried to put my bra on, I was like, I absolutely want to do this. It was very
I'm doing this shit.
I'm doing this shit.
That's right.
But that's a good transition into open relationships, because
there you go.
These titties.
These
titties make people think.
Fly teta. Remember that song?
Oh, shout out to Richie. Fly teta. So I have a friend who calls me that because my titties are so big and he's a man.
Damn. These motherfuckers, I bet you now they probably won't even fucking call you that.
Oh, he still does.
But oh shit! Yeah. Even with the Me Too situation and everything.
Oh yeah, me too. I married mine.
And the Black Lives Matter. Yo, the Me Too and the Black Lives Matter. We got to talk about that offline.
We do.
But anyways, open relationships / marriages. Lord Jesus, did you know? Like I was looking online. Did you know that it's not all about sex? In some of these open relationships, some people want emotional support. Why the fuck would you fucking go have an open relationship?
Wait, see, because you're an animal. That's what I call D. When I be like, I need a dose of D and not that D, even though I always need that D, but I need Deanna. Because she's like beast, yo. She's like, the funny thing is you said emotional, and in my head I was like, oh wow, I can see that, because and immediately you're like, why the fuck would I want that shit?
Think about it. You're already in a relationship that's bringing you through all these peaks and valleys. Why the fuck would you want two of those? Why would you want two roller coasters?
Because what I'm assuming is that this other one is bringing the peace part of the emotion, right? Is that what you read? Is that what people are thinking? So they don't want the emotional roller coaster. It's just the drama, like tapping into, like, I have drama at home, I'm dealing with that, but there's something to be said about finding someone you can have a conversation with, someone that you guys get along, someone that you laugh. So a lot of things that, honestly, in marriages and relationships that you've been together a long time, if you don't work at it, you lose that. Like, you lose your sense of, like, there's something to be said about losing the sense of what you fell in love with. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of times people complain about, we don't laugh together anymore. We don't do things anymore. We're not spontaneous anymore. And then add to that, we're not having sex, or the sex is different, or people get older, and then that man's dick don't get hard.
Wow. Wepa, ay nama, wepa, ay nama, wepa, ay nama. Pero de esa cosa no se hablan, que dirá la gente.
¿Qué dirá la gente? De esa cosa no se hablan. Aquí hay como 7 episodios, yo.
Because I know some people that are in open relationships, right? And where they are married and they have both stated that so one of my questions to them was, do you have emotional and physical boundaries? Like, are there separate days that you're like, do you have set days where you go see the other person?
Yo,
Are you guys like, but then like, is jealousy a factor? Like, because my mind, I put on my fucking Oprah hat, or who was the Spanish lady that used to be like an Oprah? I used to be like, Ay, Dios
oh.
mío. Perdonando, pero anyway, and the questions just start pouring into my head, and I'm just like, but then once I started asking these questions, they shut down on me. I was like, are you asking these questions? I don't think they are. Honestly, I don't think that they're asking the boundaries and all that stuff. But they did tell me that jealousy was becoming a factor. Yeah, with the woman.
So that's funny that you say that, because literally like a week ago, I'm sitting here with Phil, and the Sister Wives, on TLC comes up.
And that's polygamy, funny right? Things. That's polygamy.
That's polygamy. So 2 funny things, sidebar. Phil and I had a concept for this show 5 or 6 years before it came out, and we presented it to TLC and a few other networks. The funny thing is, it was a family in Connecticut, 2 women and a husband that lived together. So one of the women and the man were married, and then she brought a girlfriend. Mind you, these are regular people. We met this woman at Friendly's. She's a waitress. She was a waitress at Friendly's. We start talking to her. She, we love it. But she gets comfortable, starts telling us about her girlfriend, a younger girl, that the husband is okay with it, just moved in. We immediately, Phil and I were like, this is a show. We get a crew, we film them, we get a sizzle together, and I'm like, this is a freaking show. This is right here in Enfield, Connecticut. Like, this is like where you don't even talk about, you don't know your neighbor. The networks were like, oh, it's basically like people aren't ready. Fast forward 5 years later, when Sister Wives is announced, I'm like, oh, because they live in Utah and it's polygamy and what, it's acceptable. That's one. But second, I literally last week said to Phil, I said, I don't watch this show at all, but like, I really want to understand, how does this work? Like, is he fucking all of them? And
absolutely.
And is it like on scheduled dates? Because the clip that I saw is like, one of them, first of all, she's out, which never happens, but she said, I'm out. And then the other one is mad because, or saying, I want my own house. You and Robin have your house, whatever. But I'm like, so does he spend a week there? Does he spend a week here? Like, what does the day-to-day look like in that? Like, that's like a real open relationship. What does the day look like in that?
They're neighbors.
You've seen it.
I've seen it. They're neighbors.
Okay.
Their houses are in the cul-de-sac, and they're all neighbors.
Okay.
And
but is this now that they've gotten money, or is it? Because what was it when before the show, and like?
I think he's like a builder or something. I think he's like a builder.
Okay.
Yeah, and he had some money, so yeah, like I saw a little bit of it, but then I started watching out, and I don't know if it's still on TLC, but they had other families, other polygamists, and they had a black couple. Did.
Yes, they did. That's a newer. I brought. Yep.
So they had a black couple with the second girl, and the second girl was. I mean, they were all natural with dreads. Are you thinking about the same show?
Yes.
I forgot the name of it. But then the second, and I mean, the first wife is, I think she's beautiful, natural, whatever. But then the second girl that came in was gorgeous. Her body, her hair, everything. So I was feeling jealous for the wife. Like, girl, this is straight competition in your house.
So that's the thing. I'm saying.
Yeah, like, and it.
So
I mean,
really. That's a question I want to present, right? So that's like a legitimate open relationship. He is he's the person who has the wives or whatever. But is it really open? Because they can't then go have boyfriends.
Right. No. So that's the difference. So the polygamy is one person's spouse is either having relationships or married, but then those people that he's having the relationship with cannot go out of that.
But it's not one person's spouse. It's the man.
Well, the man. Yeah. And it's generally a man. Right. So it's usually a man that has women, and those women can't go outside of that. So that's the polygamy part. And usually they're either married or in the process of getting married. That's what makes it the polygamy. Whereas the open relationship. So and this is just because I went on Google and was checking. Yo, Google.
No,
is the best.
I love this. Googlealo.
Googlealo. Every time somebody asks me something, I'll be like, Google that shit. You got a computer in your fucking pocket. Like, why are you asking me? I don't work for you.
Google. So my thing becomes like, can you, and I would love to get your opinion, like, can you, like, is there such thing as true happiness? Let's say, there's this man and you've decided to be in this relationship with 3 or 4 of the women. First of all, it's me with one man, and I'll be like, you don't give me enough time, you don't give me enough attention, you don't give me enough thing. Like,
imagine having to keep track of 2 motherfuckers.
But then it's like, how is there such thing as being truly, genuinely happy with the crumbs?
Well, I don't think there is, because as I was about to tell you, I put into Google how many open relationships in the world. I didn't put the United States. How many open relationships? They said that 92% of them fail.
Bitch, basically 100.
100, right? And then about 20%, they go out there like Dora the Explorer. They want to explore a little bit, right? And then come back and be like, that's not for me. I think that happened with Will and Jada. Just saying.
The entanglement?
The entanglement, yes. Because freaking August Alsina, I was watching him on some show.
I think what happens with Will and Jada is the exposure of the entanglement, because respectfully, I don't know them. I think they're amazing people. I don't know them, but it has been rumored in Hollywood for years that
they were open, right?
Yes. And I believe, do not quote me, that Jada has in the past stated that she is bisexual into women as well. Okay, so Jada, whatever they decided in their intimate relationship has worked. I think what happened here was the exposure of their alleged. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. But I seen him on Surreal Life. August Alsina.
That's the thing. He definitely thought he was going to come up from exposure of the situation, but it didn't.
Right.
It didn't.
Right.
It
but
didn't
I think this show was doing something for him, because he's like super spiritual.
What is it?
Like it's called Surreal.
What
Life.
is it?
On VH1.
And what is it on?
They have like on VH1, and they have like all these people, like they have Dennis Rodman, Tamar Braxton, some makeup kid, August Alsina, the lady that was caught with Trump. So there's basically just living together and just airing their stuff out. Like, it's hilarious. But August Alsina, like, he stood up to Dennis Rodman. He's very spiritual. Like, he didn't care that Dennis Rodman was like, I'll choke you out. He was like, well, do what you got to do. Like, you don't scare me.
Well, I mean, there is something to be said. I don't know anything about him. If I saw him in the street, I wouldn't even know who he is. But there is something to be said about his level of maturity and spirituality and all that, because, again, I don't even know Jada, but I would think that that's something she's attracted to. I think that
I saw, and I was about to say,
and when you see that, you're like, I can see what she saw.
Exactly. Like when he came
by the way, when we started this conversation, that's an emotional lead.
Yes.
So she found something emotionally connecting her to this man.
Yeah. And he has that BDE though. He has that BDE. I ain't gonna front. He has the BDE.
I definitely wanted to get to that.
I'm telling you, when he walked in the door, I was like, oh. And then he started talking. And
Oh,
yeah,
did
like,
he
oh,
smell
okay.
woodsy? Did he smell woodsy?
You were the bullshit. I will never live that down.
Was it woodsy?
Oh my God. So then, okay. So
you guys got to listen to the BDE podcast.
So when does the open relationship becomes cheating, right? Because, okay, reasons for cheating, right? What do you think that some of the reasons?
Sometimes none.
There's a lot of reasons.
Sometimes none.
There's anger.
Sometimes you don't get enough sex. I do.
Right? Lack of sex.
There's that. I have heard things of like lack of sex. I have heard things that a lot of women use sex as like oh, you want to act out whatever, and they withhold sex. I don't subscribe to that, but I think it's because I enjoy penis. I think it's also boredom. I think relationships get boring.
Variety. They need variety. Yep.
Yeah, I think relationships. And then I also think that the human, I say, it's like I'm married, not blind. Like,
right.
You know, it's we live in a time where unfortunately you're programmed to be like the grass is greener on the other side. And then sometimes you try it and you realize it is, or that it's dry as fuck.
And also, I think there's a thing.
But that is not an open relationship. That's definitely just cheating.
That's definitely just cheating. But I think that is the vessel, right? So that's the people start having these conversations because there's a lack of whatever in their partner. So then they're trying to to find that.
Are these people having the conversations?
Are we talking about the people that know that they're in an open relationship, or the ones that don't? Because
Oh, okay. Because we're talking about, I thought we were talking about the ones who don't know.
Because, I've had conversations, and honestly, I never ever say who or whatever, but I like to, share information. But I've had conversations with many men, whether it was at the barbershop, at a game, at the park, whatever. Because, for some reason, people feel very comfortable speaking to me, and I'm fine because I always try to give them a woman's perspective. I've been on Earth for a while. So, when
I've been on Earth.
Been on Earth for a while, you know what I'm saying? So, I try to give that open. So once they get comfortable and they're like, well, if I love my girl, but if she don't suck my dick, but I like to get my dick sucked, what do? Somebody gonna suck my dick. And I'm like, yeah.
But are you having this conversation with her?
Right. So then that's the next thing.
Are you worthy? There's so many layers to this. Wait.
I don't know what they say in this part, but
and then because there's a thing to be said. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I like to get my dick sucked. Okay, and I like to get my box eaten. Like, what are you doing? Are you a selfish lover that is only expecting to have things performed on you?
On you?
Because by the way, the exercise of doing that is a lot of work. Like, it's not like,
it is.
It's a neck, it's a mouth, it's a jaw, it's a saliva. It's like a lot of things have to come together. So it's like, granted, noted, check. You like that, but what are you bringing?
What are you providing? Which is the question that I ask. What are you doing?
Selfish lover.
What are you doing? Are you having a conversation?
You don't want to
find someone. And if that's on your top fucking 5 things that you want, why the fuck did you get into a relationship with this person that's not sucking your dick? If that's what you want, and the person ain't start sucking your dick, don't expect her to all of a sudden want to suck dick. If she never sucked your dick or was really shy about, then she ain't gonna suck your dick all of a sudden. Like, what the fuck? They know dick sucking fucking classes out here. Like, she's not automatic.
Wow.
I mean, you can't go on YouTube, but I'm just saying.
Wow.
But I'm just saying.
We just unpacked a lot.
At the end of the day, I feel that if that is one, like if that is a deal breaker, then why would you get in a relationship with somebody that is not doing it?
Yo, because it happens all the time.
Yeah,
Because
that's
it happens
shit.
all the time.
And then when you
Because
see the person that they played you dirty with,
they fall in love with the potential of a person. They fall in love with the potential. They fall in love of like, oh, she don't do this, but she cook a good rice and beans. You know what I'm saying? But P.S. also some people are serial cheaters. It's just what they do.
Yes. And those people should probably not be in relationships. Those people should probably go in the gate like, yo, I'm trying to be in an open relationship. Are you in? A guy did that when I was probably like in my 20s. So right now there's two girls. I have one that lives in this house, one that lives in another house. I could set you up. You want to be my third relationship? No.
But P.S. But real talk.
At least he was transparent though.
There's something to be said about his honesty. Because one thing honest. That I always say is what men make the mistake is like they don't let women make decisions based on honesty. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I was having a conversation with my friend and he was like, he was talking, I forget what we were talking about. And I was like, well, why wouldn't you just be like, oh, he's messing with this girl and messing with two other girls. And the girl was like, I mean, are you having sex with anyone else? I'm not having sex with anyone else. And I said, so did you take this opportunity to tell her yes? And he goes, absolutely not. And I was like, but she's not your girl. Like, this is the moment to be like, I'm absolutely seeing other people. Like, you don't have to be grotesque about it, but there's something to be said about someone who can be like, yeah, I'm out here seeing other people. I'm not, monogamous to this situation.
You know what though? That situation though, when he asked me, it wasn't like, I'm not trying to be, because I've also had in the past where someone has said, I'm not trying to be tied down. I'm just having fun, and I've said that. Right. And I've said that. I'm trying to have fun. This motherfucker came out the gate like, okay, I'm about to get you something. You can't mess with no one else. I got two other women, which I got in their houses. So I was like, no.
Nah.
I was 20-something too, so I was just like, nah. I sort of kind of know the power that I yield between my legs, so you will not lock it down, bruh. No.
Sort of, kind of. And now, he absolutely knows.
Now I'm rainbow bright. Absolutely. I know exactly the rainbow that comes out of my vagina.
These are lasers. Rainbow lasers.
Yo, I actually had a meme of a girl that was going like that. It was straight fucking all kind of colors coming out of her shit. No,
rainbow lasers. So
I don't even think people know the power
think that they don't? Women don't. Nah. Because if we
not
did,
all. Some do.
If this gender did, we would not put up with that we put up with. We would not settle. There's so many women I know who are professional, educated, have great careers, awesome personalities, whatever. But the thing is, loneliness will make you do some crazy stuff. It's like
true.
You settle because you really truly don't understand not only the power between, with the rainbow, but like everything else you bring to the table. Talk about
but that shit that you sent me yesterday, that shit.
Yo, literally wanted to say.
Go ahead, dude.
The meme. So I sent via meme, and it's this nurse. It's I can send it to you guys, whatever. It's this nurse, and she's like, she's Asian. She has a thick accent, and she's like, "What is dickmatized? What is dickmatized?" And then she goes into saying, I have a lot of patients coming in and they're so confused and they're just feeling so dickmatized. And she goes, and the dickmatization means that the dick is so good. So good that for a second you forget he's poor.
And for many people that I know, and maybe even myself, not for 1 second, that a couple months. You know what I'm saying? So, but I saw a meme where there was this woman, gorgeous woman. I mean, I was admiring her titties. And she goes, bitch, okay, you got good pussy. So do I. There's a lot of people out here with good ass pussy. If that's all you bringing, then I don't know what the fuck to tell you. Because this pussy good. You know what I'm saying? So also the power of knowing what you got, but also the package. Everything. Because like the lady said, you know, but you can't get stigmatized either. Because I think a lot of these open relationships, do you think that there's men with little penises, you know, talking about let's have an open relationship?
I think so. For sure.
You think so?
For
Oh,
sure.
shit.
Absolutely. And that goes back to the fact that women are sometimes in a place where they just want to be with someone, and that goes to that emotional relationship, goes to that emotional stepping out or whatever. Absolutely. There is something to be said about male energy. Like, for instance, for me, for us at this age of 42, I am in a different stage. I am extremely sexual. I need that in addition to everything else. I don't think every woman is programmed like that. I have girlfriends in their 40s who are still not, you know, whatever they're dealing with in their libidos or whatever. But a woman would be okay with like a man who's nice, who's sweet, who brings flowers, who takes out the trash, who like wants to sit and cuddle and watch TV. Like, there's so many other things that I feel like for women become more important. That it's like,
then
and then you fall in love. And then te jodiste.
You're fucked.
Because somebody really smart told me the heart wants what it wants. Te jodiste.
The heart wants what it wants, and then you're like in a battle. My mind's telling me no. But my body. I hate to quote R. Kelly, but that song is so good.
Bad Bunny,
Bad Bunny.
So good. Not only where he goes, wait, what does he say? He said, Cupido es un mamabicho. Yeah, because el amor is that shit'll spiral. Speaking of open relationships, which is essentially people who have the ability to cheat, do you think that openly and unopenly, but
right?
Do you believe that it because there's Steve Harvey put out a post I've seen, and I have my own opinions about Steve Harvey and his like the theories with like Think Like a Man, all that, whatever. I think it was filled with such obvious bullshit, but there's so many women who were like so enlightened by everything he was saying, and I was really confused. But anyway, do you think that a man, a woman, whomever, who has always cheated will always cheat? Or do you think that there is a time where they meet the person that changes them and will not cheat?
I think that's two-sided, because I think that there's always somebody for somebody, right? There's always somebody that's going to give you that challenge, that's going to stop you from, well, not stop you, but you'll find all the characteristics or enough of them that person will keep you interested, that person will continue to have you chase them, you know what I'm saying? But for the most part, honestly, a person who has been a freaking serial cheater will probably continue to be a serial cheater, especially if he gets complacent or gets too comfortable, or if the situation is something. My opinion. What do you think? I think that once you're a serial,
I don't know. It depends what serial cheater means. So I had this conversation recently, and the title serial cheater was used, but the clarification was been in a relationship a really long time. It's been then the previous relationship super young, cheated throughout this relationship, but not like cheated the entire time. Like things get bad, step out, come back. Never like, like 5 years would go by, blah, blah, blah. So the length of their relationship, and this specific person feels like it was because they had let go of the person that they feel like they don't want to step out on. You get what I'm saying? I also think there's something to be said about getting older, maturing. I subscribe to the like once cheat, always cheat, but I've cheated. And I have found myself in situations where I don't want to. You know what I'm saying? Or didn't want to. I lived in London when I was in a relationship with my boyfriend here. I mean, in the States, I definitely cheated. But that relationship was like, it was on its way out. Before that, never cheated. You know, like met my husband before I got married, didn't, you know, like I consciously was like, I'm stepping out. I definitely felt like for me, it had something to do with where I was in my life, younger. And then the attention I was receiving from another person that I wasn't getting in my relationship. But I know I have cheated, and I know that I don't have to cheat, but that I can and be really good at it.
Yeah, because
which is
marriages,
kind of scary.
como, you know, again, shout out Google, 20 to 40%.
First of all,
because of cheating.
That D showed up to the podcast today. First of all, when we got on, I heard a marker,
bit of, you know,
and I was like, wait a minute.
Una cuanta notes.
Notes?
Couple notes.
Shout out to the
so
what happened? 20%?
So 20 to 40%. 20 to 40% of marriages end because of cheating. And it's usually the man. So in my head, look at the way that
did it go into like, was it like a focus group of why they did step out?
No, but they did list a top 8 of why they stepped out. But
which was
20 to 40%, right? And in my head, the way that my mind caught that was they got caught. 20 to 40% that got caught. Right? Because I know a lot of women that step out on their husbands or their boyfriends and they don't get caught. But that's the unreportable because, right, they're keeping track of what the divorce is and reason for divorce. You know, you got to check out a box or whatever. But
yeah,
whatever,
infidelity, right? Because you got caught.
To me, women are better cheaters. You know, they just have better stories. They have better plans. You know, they can plan. I ain't gonna say how they can plan. I ain't gonna fuck up womanhood right now.
You better not.
I ain't gonna do that to women.
You better not.
I'm just saying, you're better planners. But the top 8 things, let me give them to you: anger, self-esteem issues, lack of love, which is
Would you think does self-esteem mean jealousy?
No, I think self-esteem means, you know, maybe when they were 20 they could go for a longer sex round, and maybe now in their 40s they can't. So their self-esteem is.
But what would be your reasoning to cheat though because of low self-esteem?
I mean, it could be a lot of factors. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe you got chubbier, maybe you lost your hair, maybe, you know what I'm saying? So in the man, let me speak for me. Like maybe I got chubbier, maybe my libido is not as fast as it used to be. Maybe I'm just tired of doing 500 million things. I'm fucking juggling and balancing a plate on my foot, but then you want you know what I'm saying? So it's like is that may be some of the self-esteem issues. I don't know. The low commitment, need for variety.
What are the rest?
Low commitment, need for variety, neglect, that's huge, sexual desire, and depending on the circumstance or situation. Yeah, but neglect, damn.
Depending on a circumstance
or situation.
Depending on a circumstance. Oh, like something happened that made you step out. Depending on a circumstance or situation. So something happened that made you step out. And then neglect. So I want to connect this to our mamas real quick because I like to bring everything right, vintage in
full
the day.
Circle.
So let's talk about what it was and what it is. I know that in the Latino culture, not necessarily, actually my experience, I won't put it out there in case my family's listening, but it is known, it is common. I'm not saying all. I haven't necessarily heard this about our Caucasian counterparts, but it is very common that dad or granddad or great granddad could have been married, could have had two wives, and these are wives not even back in the day, not even in the legal sense. You know what I'm saying? It was like
Common law.
Whole nother family, 7 kids. Like, that's an open relationship. And the crazy part is that a lot of times the women knew about each other, never share it with their family. So then what happens is you have these kids who learn they have siblings later in life, older, when they get older. So it's a conversation that I recently just had with my mom about my grandfather. And even when she has it, it's very tiptoey. It's still very much in defense of him. It's very, I believe what happened in our situation was he stepped out. You know what I'm saying? But even on, I don't know if you ever watched Family Chantel or whatever, it was the show with the cute.
Oh God, yes, the Dominican,
yes. And then when he went to DR, he was so like genuinely hurt and disgusted at the fact that the grandmother was very open about his dad having a whole nother family. And they just got the shit end of the stick because his mom messed with the dad, got pregnant twice, but the dad had his whole family. And it was like the women, especially the older women, were like, even the younger sister was kind of like, that's how it is. Like, that's what the men do. And it's like, that's essentially
and it's not just in Spanish
relationship.
Cultures. It's not only in Spanish cultures, Jamaican.
Oh, for sure. I feel like
absolutely.
I feel, of course, it happens in every race and culture.
Nick Cannon.
But Nick Cannon is literally the definition of open relationship.
And people know, and they're okay with it. That's
like okay with it to the point where they are becoming impregnated.
Multiple times.
Very, very okay with it. Very okay with it. Like multiple times at the same time. I mean, we touched upon this in BDE, but there's definitely something to be said about inserting a man's penis into you that you know is being inserted in other women raw to the point where he's impregnating you and other women.
And it's not sushi.
I think and I think my question becomes, are these women, has there been a conversation where he's their only sexual partner?
I don't know. Honestly, if he's like having kids with them, I don't see him having being okay with them having relationships with other people, because they're so open in the media about who they are and what they're doing that I don't know that. I don't know.
And
that's a good
then
question.
Let me ask you, would a man want to even entertain a relationship or sexual relationship with one of these women knowing that they are sleeping with Nick Cannon and getting pregnant by him?
They knowingly getting pregnant. Do they have a fucking contract? And they're like, okay, so I'm going to inseminate
having been in entertainment, there's definitely legal paperwork somewhere. For sure. For sure. Like we see the 5%, but there is, he has millions. He was married to Mariah Carey. Like, there's a lot of things that need to be protected. And there's people who have jobs that their sole purpose is to protect these things. They gonna let you, his attorney gonna let him wild out, and you could wild out, and the attorney's sitting right there next to the bed with the pen and paper.
No pun intended.
Exactly. Before y'all wild out, you're gonna have to sign this right here, sweetie.
And this is what you're getting.
Nice to meet you.
This is what you're getting a month, and this is what you're, yeah.
So
That's
there's the topic was born because it's like we never have these conversations about, is it an open relationship or is it cheating? And was it an open relationship when you're great-great-granddad had 7 kids here, 4 kids there, and at the time it was completely different families. And then how does that work, and how does that look like? Which is where my mind goes when I saw Sister Wives. Like, so what happens if you're horny on Tuesday and then you get him, and then your time of the week or month that you get him, you're on your period? Like, how do we schedule it? Like, what does that look like?
Well, I know my mind goes into this if it was. And honestly, I honestly would not be in an open relationship before I would even go down that road. I would rather just be single and then just do whatever the fuck I want, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. But in a fantasy world, right, where, you know, unicorns are flying out of my vagina.
Well, aren't they? Rainbows.
Rainbows, taste it.
Add a unicorn to that bitch.
I mean, rainbow bright. So, if we're gonna be open, let's be open about everything, motherfucker. Let's fucking share the fucking mortgage. Let's fucking share the fucking grocery bills. You want to be open?
Those are the layers of the open relationship.
Let's be open, because you ain't just gonna be
layers.
Because okay, if this is an emotional connection, fine. If it's a dick or pussy connection, fine. But then, you know, the jealousy aspect, all this, okay, it make me happy and pay some of my fucking bills. I don't know. That's what my mind would go. Like, if you're gonna be an open relationship, let it be some split. Let's split. If we're gonna split some shit, let's split it all. Let's not split some. Fuck that. That's okay.
Pay them bills. That's a real open relationship. Oh, so let's talk about that. Do you think back in the day when Grandpa had 2 families, was he financially? So I would think, right? He has to be financially supporting them both.
That motherfucker had some cows or something. He was leveraging some shit. Let me tell you, because back in the day, I mean, it was probably easier too, because shit was like inflation right now. Imagine trying to juggle a couple families. That, man, shit is hard out here right now. But back then, I know people probably had cows, land, and all that shit where they could be like, okay, I could have this family here and this family over there. Because I know some friends, and I don't know about some family, but I know some friends where we had some people that had multiple families, and we would see either one or the other depending on a birthday or a holiday, and be like, oh shit, who the fuck is this? And who are these kids?
Wow, that's interesting.
So I remember being young and seeing like an uncle's friend, and they would come with, like, let's say Sarita, and then the next time it would be with Maria, and you're like, wait a minute, that's the same dude but different families.
Interesting.
And you know, when you're a child, if the adults are okay with the shit, then you think it's okay, right?
So then what are we doing to our
playing with these random ass kids
and boys? Like, what does that do to you as you're growing up that makes you be okay with mediocrity? Or like the crumbs?
The crumbs.
Ain't nobody on this podcast okay with that shit. Keep it moving.
Not the crumbs.
Keep it pushing.
Girl, keep the crumbs. I'm good.
I don't want it. I'm interested to know if any of you, and you don't have to, but are you in an open relationship?
I ain't gonna tell us that shit.
That you know about?
I am. Yeah, I listen. If there's somebody that's transparent and they want to fucking tell us, that'll be dope.
They do exist.
That'll be dope if they want to share.
Definitely. I don't know, but I have a friend who definitely dips into the waters with this guy who is in an open relationship with his girlfriend. But this is the thing. What I don't know, which makes me curious, is like, hey, babe, going out to go fuck someone else, be back in a jiffy.
Or
like,
do you just say, I'll be back?
Right. Like, so then now it becomes like, is there lying? Because even though you're in an open relationship, how open is it?
Do you want the
Because,
details?
you know what I'm
Oh, do
saying?
they make you come more than I make you come?
Yes. Or like, hey, going to the store. Or is it like, hey, gonna
Are you
go
really
meet
going
up
to the
with
store?
Diana?
Yeah.
And like, that's the end of the conversation. And then truly, for real in your heart as the other person, are you okay with it? So then I come back to like, why are we together?
Right.
That's the part that for me, I just can't, they are just not making sense. It's like, why are we doing this? Because I don't know. I feel like you, even if you're the most secure person,
There's going to be issues.
yeah, you think you the shit. You know you the shit. You know your pussy is bomb. You cook. You keep a clean house. Whatever it is you bring to the table. You're smart. You have good conversation. But then it's like, so at some point, you start not looking at him and being like, well, who the fuck are you? What else do you need? You know? So that's just for me. But I am super interested to hear the mindset of people like these women on Sister Wives. I do think that they have gotten way more vocal as the years have gone by. Obviously, now they're semi-famous and exposed to the rest of the world. So I think naturally that's like one of the women who left. She's like, I no longer want to participate in this. But that shift in your mindset, like when did it happen and what was it and what did it look like? Where before you were fully gung-ho and now you're like,
She probably saw herself and looking stupid as fuck.
this is what I'm saying.
You know? So that's self-esteem right there.
And there it is.
And there it is.
That's why I would love to really have a conversation with someone who was like, no, we're absolutely in an open relationship and this is why XYZ. And it works for us, it works for me. Or I think the way it would work is if both people are in active situations. I think the tricky part becomes just as a human
if the person's
is
lonely.
when you're in an open relationship and only one person is stepping out at the time. You know what I'm saying? But then I go back to like, so then why are we together? I don't know. There's a lot to unpack here.
We could be unpacking like a motherfucker and we would not get the answer because there's so many different type of situations and
because I'm not in an open relationship.
And well, not only that, but there's so many different types of people. There's so many different types of the way people see a relationship. There's so many different types of needs. There's so many different types of like just anything and everything. That
and
no
there's so many
what,
different types of things that we make be okay. Me included.
Yeah. No.
Strong women included, alpha females included. You find yourself sometimes in relationships where you have made a lot of things that bother you be okay. And it's not until you have a revelation or a moment or you reach a certain age or a certain period where you're like, I'm not okay with that anymore.
Right.
You know, I know for me, it's like a shift. Yeah. It's
fuck this. Let me get out of it before I become an episode on Snap.
Exactly. Or before I become a really miserable, angry person.
Right.
Or fall into the typical Latina guilt where you stay because you stay. You know what I'm saying?
Because the kids already in college and the motherfuckers don't live there no more.
Gone. Kids got their own problems.
Just got their own issues.
Privately talking about you. Why my mama stay in that relationship?
No. Oh.
She's so unhappy. This is me dropping the mic.
Drop the mic, girl. I need me one of them shits. When we go to Puerto Rico, I'll have one. I think we should randomly interview folks at La Placita, or Timo will be like,
we gotta have good questions. Anyway,
yeah.
Thanks for listening.
The 5 same questions.
Thanks
for listening.
Are you into open relationships? Do you think they can exist? And what is your definition of an open relationship?
Yeah, is the fluid thing a part of your lifestyle?
In your household? Because I have another friend, African American, dad super successful, whole nother family, wife got caught, but like not got caught cheating and got kids.
A whole different. That's a whole show, girl. Cheating and open relationship, totally different. Yeah.
Oh, exactly, because we did mix it a lot today, but definitely
No,
the
but I mean,
intriguing
yeah.
part is open relationships and can they exist, like successfully exist? And the 92% say no. And can they, what's the honesty level in that shit? Anyway, anything
I'm gonna
else
put out a
to
question
add?
on Instagram. See what the hell response I
Yes,
get.
do it.
Vamos a ver.
Do you think open relationships can exist? Can they really be open?
We're curious to know. Let us know.
Be good. Follow us on all the social platforms. All that shit. All that shit we just said. And then I say be good, which really means don't be good.
Sometimes being bad is fun. Like eating a cupcake or something when you're not supposed to. That's what I mean.
Bye. Gracias for listening to Cositas Mommy Never Told Me. We hope you loved this episode. Make sure you subscribe, follow, and share Cositas Mommy Never Told Me on all your social channels. Todas las redes sociales. And don't forget, if you want in on the real tea and see all of our reactions to the craziness, watch this episode on YouTube. ¡Qué bochinche!